It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down over y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Don, the Capital Region's best kept secret. Chaz Evans, you're checking out Chaz and Friends, the 3 Count Podcast debate show. Now, let me introduce to you my friend. He is the Red Dog. He is also the man that runs this show. He is actually, no, he just got a dub. All right. And because you don't have another booking for the year. You done for the year?
Yeah, I'm done for the year.
So guess what? You ended this year off what? With a dub.
Hey.
Eat a dub for the one time, Cliff. Eat a dub. Shout out. He just got a dub. All right, you can check this man out at SWA. You can check this man out at where else are you booked at? IWL. Anywhere I'm booked, he's booked. So just yeah. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Red Dog, Cliff Miller.
Hey, what up? It is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog and the DICK of this industry. That's right, the dog in charge, kid. Like, just get your mind out together 100%. But what's up?
Yo, let's put out there that we said we were gonna start at 6:30. I mean, we started around like 6:37, but hey, you know. We were on time because we started extremely late last week, and that show was just off the rails.
Right off the jump.
Damien is busy this week, so listen. Hopefully, I told him to do this. All right, he's going to a Christmas party. Great, yeah, crazy, right? Yes. Damien's going to a Christmas party. I'm telling out his business now, and I called him like, hey, make sure you got the message. Shows at 6:30. He's like, yeah. I'm not gonna be on. He's like, I'm about to take a shower and get ready for this Christmas party. And he's like, I'm wearing a red suit, and I just go, shut up. No, you're not. All red. He's like, yep, all red. I said, you have to take us in the picture, and so we can air it live on the show. He's like, why would you do that? Because I was like, because one, that's funny. You in a red suit, and you probably look like Satan himself. So yeah, I want all the fans to see you in a red suit. So yeah, but nah, man. What's good? How are you? How's the weekend? How was your weekend?
I mean, my weekend was all right. It was kind of crazy. Like, we had to go out to Pennsylvania. We went to Shady Grove. Shout out to TJ Sykes for hooking us up with SWA. And yeah, man, we had a great time. And then today, man, I'm gonna be honest, man, I was like, I'm not doing anything but catching up on past wrestling, and that's all I did was catch up on past wrestling. So just watched NXT, Deadline. I watched ROH's Final Battle, and it just went from there.
Yeah. It was a lot of wrestling happened, so I think we got two interesting topics that we may or may disagree on, or we may agree. But before we get to our debate topics, let's get through some, the usual roll call. So if you have not already done so, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media app, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're there. Twitter, 3count_pod, Instagram, TikTok, and everything else is 3countpod. That's the number 3. Don't you dare type in the THREE. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are watching us live, make sure you, send us a comment. It will more than likely air on the show. And hey, we like to chat with y'all. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell button so that you always get a notification and you never miss out on the super awesome content that we have. And speaking of super awesome content, Cliff, what's going on with our other shows in the 3 Count Podcast?
Yeah, so with now entering, we're going to have our next up show with Trevor Kage. So that's going to be exciting to have Trevor on the show. That's episode 296, to let you guys know. 297. Also, on Thursday, you guys are going to get Skid Row Academy, a.k.a. Super Crazy Pro Wrestling. Big shout outs to O-Dog. and Sienna, as well as their head trainer, Adrian Soriano. If you guys remember him, he was actually a part of Primal Fear. He came on the show and we had a great time with those guys. So yeah, big shout out to those dudes up there in New Jersey. We love them, and we're so excited that we got to have them on the show. So also, in a couple weeks, you're going to see it. It is episode 300. It's going to be coming out. Who's the guest? Shh. Not telling anybody. But we can let you know that it is unreal. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to enjoy it. I promise. I promise. I promise. If you guys are huge wrestling fans, you guys, they'll definitely know the guy that we're bringing on. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I wanna spill the beans. When can I spill the beans?
You can spill the beans the day the episode comes out.
Oh wow! So we're really not we're doing it that way. Are we really about
well,
to?
We did it last year. We did it last year with episode 200. We didn't tell anybody who was.
I thought we announced it. I thought we announced it. We announced it before.
I thought we announced it maybe we announced the week before.
Yeah, we announced it the week before.
I don't really care. I guess we could announce it now if we wanted to. No matter.
I mean, we don't have to do it now. When exactly?
We can kind of prep it. People go check out the episode when it drops. It's going to be in a couple weeks because we have let's see, Trevor Kaje, like I said, was 97. Super Crazy is 98. We got to still do the interview with the Human Highlight Reel, Isaiah Moore. He's going to be 299, and then episode 300. So it will be next week.
So it'd be towards the end of the week because this.
Yeah, so we can let them. We can let you guys know, and then we'll put out the.
No, we won't tell the
highlight. No, we put out the highlight.
No, we won't tell them. What we'll do is we'll wait till next week's show.
There you go.
And then we'll do it on next week's show.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. So listen, if you want to check out who is the 300th guest of Now Into the Ring, we will be announcing that live next week on Chaz and Friends, the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. That's the title of the show now. Exclusively, yes, as well. Exclusively. But that's the show's title. And that's super long. Yeah. Chaz and Friends, the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. That's the title of the show. From now on, there it is. I figured it out. Also, make sure you guys buy a shirt, please. All right. Buy a shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees /3 Count Pod. Don't you dare type in THREE. We will be moving our stuff and closing our Pro Wrestling Tees shop. So get it now while it's here, because next year it won't be here. That's a bar. That was a bar. Anyway, so yeah, definitely buy a 3 Count Podcast t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com. For our podcast listeners, make sure you subscribe to us, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. If you got a podcast little thing, we're on there. Okay. I think the only thing that has podcasts that we're not on is Sirius, but that's coming soon. So
facts.
But yeah, if it's a podcast thing, we on there. Okay, so definitely check us out. Make sure you give us that 5-star Frog Splash review off the top rope on Apple Podcasts, because that definitely helps out push the podcast. And that is everything. I did that all with no notes and everything. No note in this.
Took you a whole year to get it.
I know, right? Oh man, here we go. So let's get right down to it. Let's start off. Let's go with you know what? Let's do temp check first. Let's start with the temp check. All right, so temp check. For those who don't know what temp check is where me and Cliff, that's right, me and my friend, give you our hottest and or coldest wrestlers going into this week here in wrestling. So Cliff, who you got? Because my hottest I think is out of left field, and I have a very good argument to prove.
Okay. I didn't want to go with this week's hottest wrestler. God, because there was a lot that happened, and just even, last night there was a lot of wrestling that went down. So I think for me, I'll take. Let me get the Briscoes. That dog collar match was definitely on point, and a lot of color.
Oh. Listen, yeah, it was. I was sitting there watching it, and I was catching up. I'm at my mom's, you know, with the kids and everything. So I had it on my phone, and I had the Ravens game because of course I'm not going to miss the Ravens and them giving me a heart attack. But I had it on my phone, and I'm sitting here watching this match. I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot of blood. And I saw some screenshots last night of how gory it was, so I knew coming in. And of course, my 2-year-old grabs my phone at like the part where I think Dax was choking I think it was Jay, and I'm like, and it's just blood. I'm like, no, give me that. Don't look at this. And it's just, yeah, that was a wild match. Who's your coldest wrestler?
Let me go. This would be kind of a trip, unfortunately. I think the coldest wrestler I'm going to take is Cora Jade out of NXT. Like I don't know, like she's taking a lot of L's, even if she was like in the main picture, especially for that what they call it, the Iron Survivor Women's match. Queen of the Cage, if anybody paid attention to Impact. But yeah, it was our Queen of the Queen of the Ring? No, that's not the call. They call it Queen of the Mountain. That's what it was. Queen of the Mountain match.
No, that's the one where you go up the ladder.
What's the one where they had the cage? Because they did that one this year. I thought it was Queen of the Mountain.
No, that's because that's the King of the Mountain match and like or Queen of the Mountain. Yeah, it's when it's the opposite of the ladder match. That's when you have to grab, you got to put the belt
all in the ring.
Yeah.
So
that thing, I know what match you're talking. I think that was
because they had the same stipulation.
But it's a cage, wasn't it? That they had to go in.
Yeah, they go into like a shark cage essentially.
That's the monster, isn't it? That's not the Monster's Ball. The Abyss match.
Somebody. In the
I know what match you're talking about because I've seen the match because I remember Angle did the flip. Didn't Angle? Isn't that the match where Angle did the flip?
Yeah, well, Mia Yim was just in it this year.
Right. I mean, I don't follow Impact every week.
Yeah,
but
I don't recall. But yeah, I gotta go with her though, because like it's just between her and Alba Fire, like those two, you could argue either one. I love Kaylee Ray, but unfortunately, like right now in this matchup that she's taking 2 L's on 2 big shows. It's like you're kind of chilling out for me. Someone with the name Alba Fire, you're not really bringing the heat. And then Cora Jade, it's just that ever since she turned heel, it's just kind of like just not really connecting as much as I would like to see it.
Right. I mean, I would have. So, do you think? Who you think? So, what do you think? You thought I had Cora Jade winning that match. I will just say that. In my mind, I had Cora Jade winning. Roxy winning. That definitely was like, oh.
I had Roxanne Perez. I had Roxy winning. I didn't.
Yeah.
My mind never deviated from that.
I had Cora Jade. I thought this would be the moment.
I was like, as long as Mandy Rose is a champion, I didn't think Cora Jade was gonna win. I thought Indy was my dark horse. I was like, I think Indy Hartwell has like a really good chance of like winning this, because then you can kind of like spin that whole angle up. But then like, I thought Roxy was a right pick.
All right, here we go. This is the most controversial temp check in 3 Count podcast history. You ready for this? All right. First of all, let's get off my coldest wrestler of the week, Riot City.
Yo.
Riot City now has lost 2 straight to pure ignorance. And that is both incarnations of pure ignorance, whether it is Machiavelli and the Don. They've now lost to the Shooter and the Don. And when the 3rd match rolls around, because it is inevitable, that is how things are, because pure ignorance and Riot City at this point are just destined to fight each other all the time. When it's just Machiavelli, and the Shooter, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to take another L. So Riot City, because I still don't know where that place is on the map, is my coldest wrestlers of the week. If you have not already seen it, go check out my my Twitter. There's a specific tweet in Mary Duffmas, right to Sicken. Sicken knows I love him, and I say this all out of love, but I'm so serious.
I know, man. You look like you connected pretty well with that punch on him last night. He
shouldn't-
died. He just.
He did. Listen. It's duffing season. I've been listening. 'Tis the season, bro. You can't not. It's the season. It's the time of giving. It's the Christmas season. You don't think I can't? I had one before the end of the year go out. Like, come on. That's probably the best. That's probably my best duff of the year. I think so. I think that's duff of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, last year was at SWF duff of the year was TJ Sykes.
Right.
That
it's
was
just
last
appropriate
year.
that we're back at SWA again.
Doing
it.
I think maybe that's my house.
Hey,
This is my anyway.
the house that Chaz built.
Hello. Listen, I'm gonna get that over, and they hate me over there too.
The house that the Dawn built.
Brick by brick.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. My hottest wrestler, and I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the heat. I'm ready for the comments. I'm ready for everything. Here we go. The hottest wrestler going into this. My hottest wrestler, Sasha Banks / Mercedes, whatever she wants going to be called. That is my hottest wrestler going into this week. Straight off the fact that it is reported, like I said, we all know, if the reports are true, and that she has New Japan dates, whether it's not a contract, whether it's not, that's a game changer. Guess what? People are not talking about? Well, I mean, they're all talking about it, but the talk of the IWC ain't NXT. It's not ROH. I mean, they're talking about it, but the big thing is who? Exactly.
Mercedes Moné.
In New Japan. Not AEW. In New Japan. So
to be fair though,
all right.
It's not out of the picture that Mercedes Moné shows up with AEW.
Correct.
That is something that's been discussed too. I've been watching everybody on Twitter. Like
you've been watching the Twitter today?
Yeah, I've been watching the Twitter today because like they definitely start off with like New Japan's gonna be lucky to have someone like Mercedes show up, and then AEW was like, there's like a lot of rumors that WWE doesn't want to pay Sasha the money that she wants, but then like also on the other side, there's a lot of talk of New Japan not having the money but having the dates for her, and then you have AEW just kind of like sitting in the middle, like, we have both.
Yeah. Right.
We have Khan's money.
So here's my question, and this is off now, but this is really just off the cuff. Do you think that this is on the same level of when Nash and Hall jumped?
I don't
or
know.
do you think, or whether the magnitude of when Jericho did it? If you want to get something more in this, in the past, this generation.
I think of this more of, it's weird because like if rumors come out and be true, right? About like, well, obviously with her going to New Japan, that's a big deal already. So I really wouldn't call that a seismic shift, right? If Mercedes shows up at like AEW, then we have, I don't know if I would call it Hall and Nash type. I would look at it more like, I would call it like Hogan leaving WWF and going to WCW, like, or maybe like a Bret Hart type move, because I just don't know if it has. It's a huge move. It's a giant shift with at least women's wrestling wise that way, but I don't know if I would call it. I wouldn't call it Hall and Nash. Like, I just don't. I know she has the star power she has a bigger star than Hall and Nash. I just don't know if she has like the impact side of things like Hall and Nash did when they showed up. Because remember, like they were at the peak of like WWF, and then like they just went away, and then they just showed up. Whereas like Sasha and Naomi like leave right now. I don't know if they both show up. Maybe we could call it.
I'm both. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think
A lot of people saw Trinity show up with Jade at the Heat game.
No, it was a Hawks game.
There you go. It's
It was
one
a
of
Hawks.
those Southern teams. Heat, Hawks, both start with H.
I just know because it was in Atlanta. That's the only reason why I know. Because what you call it? It was on the. I have NBA League Pass.
Yeah.
And I was actually watching the game. But yeah, I just that's just it's yeah. I just believe it's game changer. That it's not just the parent, it's dates, and we haven't seen really somebody on the level of like that really making that jump of an impact when they jump when Jericho did it.
Right.
I think the going to AEW is overplayed. Everybody's doing it. You know, we've seen so many people jump from WWE or from Impact or somewhere to AEW, but in New Japan, no one's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and winter is coming, so I mean, like AEW show is coming. They always do something big. So who's to say that Mercedes doesn't show up to, winter's coming, and then she still gets to work at the New Japan dates because clearly Tony Khan lets his wrestlers go to New Japan to work, and they are talking about a Forbidden Door too. So there's all sorts of topics going on.
Maybe that's the door.
And there's like a secret tag team partner that Saraya has lined up. So, there's a lot to play. So we'll see.
We'll see. All righty. Let's get down to it. First topic. All right. ROH. Final battle was yesterday afternoon. Some are calling it one of the best pay-per-views of the year. Some are calling one of ROH's best. You can really tell it was a new era in Ring of Honor is begun. So, where do you rank? Is this final battle one of the best pay-per-views of the year? Is it the best?
One of the best pay-per-views of the year? I don't really know. I liked it. I just don't know if I would call it one of the best pay-per-views of the year. I definitely think that there's, now I don't think about it, just even me question it was one of the best, definitely not the best. Now so I get my bearings a little bit more about like some of the other events that happen. I have other shows. I think as far as a pure wrestling, like pay-per-view, yeah, I definitely would give it that. But I just can say it was the best premium show, I guess is what we'll call it, because including WWF or WWE. So yeah, I'm gonna lean to it was one of the best. It wasn't the best though.
I think it was solid. I think it was a solid show. It definitely felt different, but still keeping the spirit of ROH. You can tell a little bit of AEW light was going on during the show. A lot of Tony Khan-ish isms, but I think as far as a match quality, it wasn't really a bad match. I think the 6-man felt a little flat for me, but I think all in all, the show was cool. Is it the best? No, because I still think to this day, WrestleMania Night 2.
Yeah.
Was the best, still the best show of the year. And the show was good, but it's nowhere near top 5, and it's probably not top 10. You can make the case for top 10 if you really want to keep it a buck. I think a lot of recency bias plays into when you get into the whole, what is the best show of the year? This is the best show of the year. I think I can name literally like about 3 pay-per-views that were better than this one, but not to say that this show was terrible.
Right. Yeah. Without it,
like,
I would put it
the show wasn't bad.
I put it in the top 10.
the show wasn't bad to begin with, like not at all. I wouldn't call the show anywhere near a failure or a bad show.
Mm-mm.
I enjoy everything. Every match was good. The AR Fox match was weird. The opener was weird. Maybe just the finish, and I think that it was supposed to be that way. I think that was the whole point. But every match was fire. Really, I think the crowd was really into the Shane Taylor, which was dope. And I like to shout out to OG O'Shea. He said it on Twitter. He was like, "Wow, it looks like you would think like he actually belongs there." And it's just like, yeah, like that's that's where that man needs to be. And if you're doing anything ROH and you don't have him, and the fact that it took this long, I think. But hey,
it's a crime. It's a crime.
Timing is everything, right? So
yeah. We'll say it was a crime. It was a crime that it was this long to get Shane Taylor in there. It was a crime. It's just like, this is a dude. He was your longest television champion, like in ROH history. And you mean to tell me that it took you almost a year and a half to get this man back into the show? Like, come on now, that's crazy.
It's wild.
I have to lean that way and be like, no.
It was wild. Definitely wild. ROH has me now because of Shane Taylor. I was skeptical on watching TV. If I have to pay the $9.99 to watch it, I'm not doing it. I'm going to find it and stream it. I'm sorry, I'm not. Tony Khan, it's crazy if he thinks I'm going to pay another WWE network when I got now Peacock for free. Sorry. I stopped paying. $9.99 for wrestling is beneath me, which is not true because I definitely have IWTV as well, so that's really not true. But yeah, the show was good. It's not top 5. Clash of the Castle was by far way better. Not WrestleMania Night 2. Full Gear was way better, and even Double or Nothing was better.
I was like SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam was good. Oh, what you call it? Impact's what you call it?
I was like, I don't know. I was like,
Slammiversary. I'm watching like I couldn't think. I had the match like the show in my brain. I just couldn't get the word out. But yeah, Slammiversary was great, as it is every year. Like, I think
even I was thinking like multiverse of matches, like Impact's multiverse matches from WrestleMania week.
Yes,
bangers only from Mission Pro Wrestling, like
For the Culture. Was
For the Culture. there was a lot of shows that were really solid. I think I definitely get Full Gear like a lot of like that show was really a lot of fun to watch. And I liked War Games too. You know what I mean? So I was like, you're going into a month where like literally like all 4 of these shows are like pretty much competing within a month time frame, and we're trying to recall like which shows were like our favorites. And that's a tough call, but I think this Ring of Honor's like Final Battle definitely is a top 10 show. I just don't know if I would put it at 10. Or I wouldn't put it in. I wouldn't say it's 10, but it's definitely in the top 10.
It doesn't crack the top 5. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It does not crack the top 5. Like I said, you can make the argument for top 10. I'll buy an argument for the top 10. But no.
I do like that on the 0 hour though. We had Willow Nightingale versus Trish Adora.
Yes, we did. Shout out to the homies.
Yeah, shout out to the homies.
shout out to the to my and the professional wrestling world champion, the Pan-African World Diaspora champion, Trish Adora, going one-on-one with Willow. And I just wish that I would have rather paid to watch that match. I wish that was on the pay-per-view.
I definitely
put those. That's a match you put on there. Give me that. I was like, I
appreciate that match is on free TV, but I definitely would have paid to watch that match.
Man.
No disrespect to Mercedes Martinez's match too, because that match was great with Athena.
Exactly.
But that's the other part too. Is like you got to figure out like what match do you take from? I don't know. I don't want to be that person, but do you take the AR Fox match and move it to to free TV and then move Willow and Trish to the main show, like that's such a tough call.
No, so this is what you do. You wouldn't do that because all those people are signed.
Right.
I would all of the you know what I'm saying. I would have rather, and I don't, maybe I'm not Trisha signed. I don't know for a fact. Like I said, I don't know all of that, but maybe probably soon, hopefully,
Hopefully.
But I would have took out the 6-man match. I would have taken it out.
I love that match. It did fall flat though, but it was just because the show was predictable. The match was predictable.
It was very predictable. That could have been put on the 0 hour, and then you could have restructured the card, and then you could have still had the AR Fox match open, and right afterwards you could have put on the Willow and Trish match. Boom.
Right.
Put that there. Save the woman later. The women's championship later in the show.
Yeah.
That's just me, but yeah, it's the show was good. Top 5. I don't know what crack you on, but you need to stop doing it if you're putting it in the top 5 of the year. I'd put GCW for the culture in the top 5, really, if I really sat back and thought about it before I put this show on there. But top 10, you got an argument. Is it? It's. It was good. It was really good. It wasn't bad.
You know what I love about this show though? Like the color scheme, like really worked out. I thought like the intro and stuff.
Yeah.
Like just the red and black, just the I just like the font and everything. I like the way like Tony Khan put everything together, kind of like this.
Oh. Oh my God.
So for our audio listeners, if they're wondering, Damien sent me a photo of him in his red suit, and it is a fire look, man.
It is a fire look, and that's why I'm like,
good.
Wow. But he said all red. That's not the red I was thinking. Oh wow, that's amazing. Oh, we got to post that on Twitter. We're gonna embarrass him. But cool. That's a perfect segue. Well, would be for temp check, but let's do match of the week since Damien's not here.
Okay,
let's make up for that segment. I know we said we're canning match of the week, but hey, why not? Match of the week, or better yet, what was your favorite match out of the weekend? Just do the weekend since this is a big. Since we're really talking about the NXT show and ROH.
I think it. All right. Can I give you 2?
It can be from SWA as well.
I was gonna say, can I give you 2?
Because I knew I figured you had that there. So go ahead.
Okay. So actually, I'll give you 3. Right.
Give you 3. All right.
I liked New Element versus Black Magic. Right. Shout out to the boy. Shout out to Black Magic. Becoming the new SWA tag champions.
I want that belt. I want the belt. So I'm not gonna congratulate them because they're not gonna hold it long. Because I want the belts and I want to fight them in March for the belts. And when I fight them for the belts and beat them for the belts and add that to my collection.
I think the other one I want, obviously, Pure Ignorance versus Rise City. Right?
Oh, wow. 2 matches from SWA.
Yep. And then, why not throw the other tag match out there? Swerve in Our Glory versus Shane Taylor Promotions. Because that shit was hot.
It was.
That match was incredible.
It was. Everything about that match, it was just, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
I love the mirror that we had going on too, especially with JD Griffey. When there's that one point where Swerve got picked up by Keith, and then you saw Shane just walk over and pick up JD, and then JD moves Shane. He moves himself to the other side of Shane just so that they have the dynamic right, and then they just start throwing punches at each other. And I was like, that was lit, man. I thought that whole match was just a lot of great spots, a lot of great storytelling, and a lot of great like dynamics like that were switching back and forth. I was with it though. I was with the whole thing, man.
Yeah. So all right, cool. My match of the week. Well, now since we add SWA matches, I'm gonna put myself over.
Put myself over.
Put myself over.
Put my shit in, kid.
Right? Nah, that Red Dog and Chucky Win match was cool. I haven't seen it yet.
You just heard the crowd. That's all you heard.
Yeah, the crowd. I knew the crowd was into it. Like, I was getting ready.
Say,
I could hear the crowd over my headphones. So I could, like it was loud enough where I could hear them going, the up and down with you. So yeah, I guess the crowd made the match good. So guess what? Go check it out whenever you can check it out. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I came out, right, and I did my normal entrance, right, and I did my thing, and I hear this dude in the front row, right, and he goes, this guy, I hate this guy. And he's talking about me. So it was like, oh, okay. And he says to the guy, he's like, at least he's not wearing that stupid vest that he always wears. And I was like, you miss the vest, don't you? And he was like, and he goes, I don't miss you. He's like, I don't even like you. And as soon as I do the grenade spot, right, I just hear this man go, I like this guy a lot. I just hear the crowd. I was like, oh, cool. I won him over.
That word. Hey, look at that. Look at that. See? Start giving yourself more credit, Cliff. But my other match of the week is it's not the best in the trilogy, but that doesn't mean it was not a banger. And you know what match I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I have always, from the inception of this show, has put on for the pure championship. I've always said that whenever those matches are on TV, they are fire. They are great matches. And Wheeler Yuta and Danny Garcia have taken legitimately like what Jay Lethal and like Gresham and all of them, just what they built and just have psychologically, right, with just opened that thing up. The game plan by Danny Garcia of getting Wheeler Yuta to lose his rope breaks, when I tell you I was marking out at the concept, and I'm like, yo, that is smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't not put that match over. Them boys wrestled last night, yesterday afternoon, and I want to wrestle both of them.
Yeah,
I want to wrestle, and because that pure stuff scares me, but I love it. And just the way they've, I'm saying that's not necessarily change it, but the way they've adapted it, and it almost seems like it's something new, but it's the same, and I love it. Just like from maybe it was last year or the year before last at Gresham and what was that? Gresham and Lethal? Gresham? Yes, from when they were on ROH TV, that pure championship match. It's on that level. This match, but it's not the best out of their three, though. I think the first one is the best one, like any trilogy. The first one's always the best, but the second one was really good. The third one was fine. I think the third one, just the game plan of Danny Garcia for me, yeah.
It was weird because I definitely thought when you said trilogy, I definitely thought you wouldn't go with FTR versus the Briscoes.
No, man. Well, I enjoyed that match.
Well, it's funny because you said, right, like the first one was the best one, and I was like, yo, I agree. And then you're like Danny Garcia and Willie Yuta. I was like, oh, I got swerved. I got worse than this, but I definitely thought you was. I was like between their first match and then like the 60-minute iron tag match. I was like, or the 2 out of 3 falls tag match. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Oh, okay. That's not what I thought we were going with this, but yeah, no, I agree, 100% agree.
Yeah, no, that's my. I love that match, man. I really did, and I always love their matches. I watched their match at IWTV 100 a couple weeks ago, and was just like, oh my god, these guys are just so great. But yeah, everyone who's in the chat who's watching this live, let us know what your match of the week is. Also, if you're checking us out on the podcast side, definitely tweet at us #match of the week. Add us at 3count_pod on Twitter and tell us your match of the week. If you agree with me, you can definitely say hey, Chaz is right, because everyone else on the show likes to tell me I'm wrong, and it's my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. All right, here we go. Let's go with our last debate topic, and let's go on to NXT. So NXT deadline was an okay show. Like it had some ups, it had some downs. I think, really, but overall, I think it was a solid showing. I still don't know the name of the match they called it, but I like it.
The Iron Survivor.
Yeah, the Iron Survivor. I always want to call it the Iron Giant Survivor. I just think Iron Giant every time but let's talk about that guy, Grayson Waller. Is the Grayson Waller effect in motion? Is it in effect? I think that's the better question. Is the Grayson Waller effect in effect? Anyway, is he the new guy? All right, he got the dub last night. With Carmelo being rumored to be getting a main roster call up any day. Same thing with Braun Breaker. Is Grayson Waller the next, torch holder for NXT? Is he the guy? Let's go. Let's say you can start this one.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he is. I really like Joe Gacy. I'm a massive Joe fan, especially after watching him last night in a way that he was able to do everything. It's hard for me to kind of go against him as far as Grayson Waller, but it definitely looks like Sean has put him in that position to be the next guy to carry the torch for the next little bit until he gets his call up, right? Because there was a lot of rumors of him coming up to the main roster and being a part of the Wyndham Six. And there's even a lot of teases, especially when he was bleeding from his eyes and he had the button-up shirt that was similar to how Bray used to wear when he was the Eaters of World. But I think I want to say that he's gonna be the next guy, but it's hard for me to say yes to that because I definitely like Joe a lot more. Just that, and that's just the bias in me. I love Joe Gacy, so.
No, he is not. Grayson Waller, I don't know. Grayson Waller, there is no Grayson Waller effect. Whatever it is, I don't buy it. I never have bought it. If I thought Carmelo was getting the dub, I really felt like Carmelo should have gotten the dub because Carmelo deserves, an NXT championship run. Whether or not he does or not, he goes to the main roster, hey, that's fine whenever. But Grayson Waller, to me, is not the next guy to torch hold NXT. At least to be that, that of the next era of NXT. When NXT champions, the new ones, before they get main roster called, it was like a different era, right? So if the Grayson Waller era is next, I'm going to get turned off again on NXT right when I had, I'm getting back into it. I love Shawn. We all know my admiration for Shawn Michaels. But if Grayson Waller is his handpicked chosen guy, the next guy, I'm starting to question Shawn's eye for talent. Does Grayson Waller get heat? Yeah. Does he do some cool moves? Yeah. Yeah. But what is he? What is it's nothing I can gnaw at. Just just a douche. I feel like just like, that's what it looked like. He's just a douche. Like he's just a douchebag. Who can do like
Yeah.
it's like maybe, but who am I to critique someone else's thing? Just my opinion. But Grayson Waller is not nowhere. No, absolutely not. I rather.
Well, if not him, then who? I gave my answer. I was like, so if not him, then who?
I mean, being as the fact that now Sean has access to really any main roster guy he wants, as we saw with the New Day becoming the Triple Crown champions, tag champions, winning all 3 tag titles. So I would like to see Ricochet go back to NXT and take the NXT title. I think NXT is a good spot for him. I mean, look, you saw how the crowd was into him when he faced Carmelo. And, he put on a banger of a match because that's what Ricochet does. But I think Ricochet and some of those, I would love to see Ricochet versus Joe Gacy. That's something I would love to see. If you want me to pick somebody really from NXT, I want to say Joe Gacy, but I want to choose somebody different than you. I want to choose somebody different than you, but I don't have anybody else. Guess what? Give me Umaga's son that just started training. I guess
started training. He's at Reality of Wrestling. He's not at the.
Bring him in. I mean, he's gonna go to NXT anyway. Else,
he's gonna be there.
They all go there anyway. Like, just so what?
They're all gonna. It's just funny how you just like, nah. Everybody else, nobody on that roster right now has that capability.
No, I mean I don't. It's not. Listen, I just don't see no one taking it from Braun. If it's not Joe, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see that. If it's not Melo, if Melo's going up, I thought Melo would have it, or at least if he didn't have it, he would challenge for it. He would take the L and then end up in the main roster.
Right.
But they went with Grayson Waller, and I was like, ooh, okay, this is not how I thought we would, start the new year, or it was just weird. It was just weird. It's just not the truth. Grayson Waller was not my pick to win. I will tell you that.
Because JD.
Now, okay, JD, that's fine. That's fine.
JD McDowell. I could definitely.
I mean, hell, I wouldn't even mind Apollo, if we really be honest. I wouldn't mind Apollo holding the belt.
You know what? I can't get behind Apollo's thing right now.
What?
The whole he had a vision, and then he changes. It's not something that I can get behind. Unfortunately, because it was so awkward. In the middle of a match, he's beating down Braun, right? And then he just stares at the camera. He gets really intimate in the camera like this, right? And then he just closes his eyes, and then he's just like. That was so weird to me, man. I was like, I can't get behind this.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
All of our podcast listeners are going to be like, what the hell is Cliff doing?
I love it. Absolutely love it. But anyway, there's no Grayson Waller.
If there's anybody,
and then I was so upset how he tried to come for the wrestling club. I was like, you dumb mother trucker.
I'm just thinking if there's anybody I feel so bad for. I feel so bad for Apollo. I like Apollo.
I like what he's doing. I like it.
I can't get behind it. I just can't.
Loser.
It's just I've watched. Well, it's because he's had so many failed characters, right? This is a man that on the indie scene, I'm
gonna be like, I can't get with Red Dog. Oh,
that's fine. A lot of people can't. A lot of people hate me. That's fine. But I just think what it is you know, when he was, because on the indie scene, like he was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then you bring him to NXT as Apollo, right? He has a smile thing, and then he had that whole the Nigeria thing, right? Where like he was like, I'm and I got behind him with that because I was like, yeah, I like this idea and I like the way we're trending. And he had Commander Aziz, right? He didn't really need him. He just
No, he didn't.
him being like a royalty. I was like, yo, I'm 100% with this. And then WWE really didn't get behind it. They didn't really put the machine behind it. It just kind of fizzled out. And then he went to NXT, and then he's back to being Apollo. And he doesn't even have the accent that he's been saying he's been hiding, right? He just comes back as Apollo. Hey, Apollo! And then like he's doing that thing. And then he all of a sudden like, I have these weird things happening. I have these visions. Like, what is this? That's so Apollo? No, stop it, man. Like, oh, come on.
I was hoping you weren't gonna make that joke.
It was 100% there.
I was hoping you weren't make that joke. Anyway, I'm upset now with you. We're moving on. What is the this or that? Let's go. What's the this or that? You killed it by putting the That's So Raven joke. You just couldn't. You just had to go for the cheap pop.
I did. I had to reach for the low hanging fruit, and I'm glad it was there.
Gosh. I don't even want to have the.
I was like, you whisper. I was like, I don't know what you
killed the whole car. No, we don't. No, I don't want to do the argument. I want to move on now. Because you went there. Like you really did go for. Like you couldn't have thought of another joke.
Nah, not at all.
Terrible, bro. You gotta get
100%.
You gotta get your content up, right?
Yeah, something like that. I do cheap pops. It is what it is. Even Red Dog does it, and it's fine.
Red Dog, like every city we're in. Baltimore, Houston, Shady Grove, Pennsylvania.
I'm gonna start calling. No, wait, man. I want to do the R-Truth thing where like he calls out the wrong city. Like, hey, yo, Cleveland, we're in Cincinnati. Oh, my bad, y'all. Yo, this or that. This is kind of a fun conversation. I really want to see where this goes. I want to take it in the realm of best 450, right? So our contestants for this.
But to say, geez, right? You gonna make me think?
Yep, our contestants for these, right? We're gonna hit Mustafa Ali.
Okay.
It's gonna be number 1. Number 2, I really want to take. No, we're gonna do it. Flash Funk. Let me get 2 Cold Scorpio. Where you don't get beat. What?
I wouldn't mind
that. Against that.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind at all. I mean, it's kind of whack, but I don't mind it. I think it's I don't hate it.
So I give you guys what our podcast listeners who just happen to read who is listening to us just silently, awkwardly looking.
Right, we definitely did that.
If Breaker don't get beat, what if he does an option fee and drops and just goes to the main roster like Asuka? A lot of people have been doing that though, because even like Solo Sikoa did it too. Like he wasn't getting beat as the champion; he just dropped the title.
I mean, he just. Well,
was it FTR did it as well? Didn't they? Or was it FTR or was it the Viking Raiders? That's who did it. You know, they dropped their titles. A lot of people do it. It's such a wild concept to me to think that, oh, you were a champion. That's cool. Just drop your championship and come back up to the main roster.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. It was Mustafa.
It is a tough call.
I'm gonna go with Ali, and that's extremely recency bias.
And that's fair. I'm gonna go on the other side. I'm gonna go with 2 Cold Scorpio, and here's why. Because that man is not a lightweight.
That's true. I mean, 2 Cold Scorpio. I mean, he can do anything.
Yeah.
So I just, I feel like if yeah, I'm just gonna go recency bias, but also if you put anybody else, I'm gonna always say Too Cold Scorpio. I just think
Mhm.
just for this very moment in time, I'm taking Mustafa.
It's also tough for me because I do love Mustafa's 054. I
Yes.
love when he does that in reverse. It's scary to look at, but it's definitely cool to see. So, so I'm like, if I'm going just straight 450, I'm gonna go with Too Cold Scorpio. I almost want to say Flash Funk because that's how I remember seeing him do it, but yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm going Mustafa. Okay. Well,
But what's your opinion?
brother,
What do you think?
I was about to ask, what is everybody else's opinion?
Yeah, put it in the comment section. If you guys put in the comment section, bet. If you guys don't, you guys can actually go on Spotify. You can actually see we asked the same question to you guys on there. You guys can actually vote for it and let us know what you think. Or you can even just tweet us at at 3count_pod.
No, that's not our Twitter.
Yeah, our Twitter is at 3count_pod. Hit us up there. Leave your answer there and just put in hashtag this or that.
Alrighty, guys. Everybody gets. If you are my PlayStation users, you get a trophy. My Xbox users, you get an achievement. We gotta find a way to actually get like a thing to put up to do, like to say that for this. You gotta find a graphic or like a video. It's like achievement. I'll find one. But yeah, you get an achievement, you get a trophy because I know that getting through 3Count Chaz and Friends, the 3Count Podcast debate show can be a hassle. So we want to say thank you for all of our listeners who joined us live on our live stream. Thank you to all of our podcast listeners. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Also on Twitch. I remember our Twitch watchers, and make sure you hit the subscribe button there. Give us a like. Also, my podcast people, listen up. Make sure you give us that 5-star frog splash review off the ladder this time, off the top of the ladder, through another ladder right there in the Money in the Bank. Okay, give us that 5-star frog splash review on Apple Podcasts. Share it. All right, share. All right, definitely tell your friends about the 3Count Podcast. If you know somebody that knows somebody, but everybody knows somebody that watches wrestling, so tell them about the 3Count Podcast. Okay, please, seriously. Because we want to, we want more listens. Why is there 3? Oh my God! You would show.
He would show up right at the end.
I'm signing off.
Oh well. AEW sucks.
We didn't even.
That's what grinds my gears. There you go.
Oh, grind your gears. Yeah, all right, fine. We'll grind your gears real quick and before the end.
Hey, look, I told you I'd be on as soon as I could.
Yeah, well, you got 60 seconds to let us know what grinds your gears.
Right, 60 seconds. Go. What grinds your gears?
Tony Khan being dumb. Letting Regal out his contract like that. That nigga got fooled. Just saying. You gonna hit this man up when he's like going through stuff just to get out your contract because you want to be with your son? Yeah, he played him. You got played, Tony.
Oh, there it is. There's Damien's segment. What grinds his gears? And for that, I'm the Don. That's the Red Dog. That's the Dark Lord. That totally threw me off. But hey, make sure you follow us on all of our podcasts. I'm off. That was actually kind of funny. So follow us on, you know the drill. Follow us on social, and then check out another episode. All right, you're gonna hit play. After this episode goes off, you're gonna go hit another episode, and let's do another episode of the 3Count Podcast. I mean, Chaz and Friends, the 3Count Podcast debate show, and you're gonna listen to Now Entering the Ring, and another show, 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 and another show.